Oh.
Wow, that's a good start. Yawn. Go to sleep already.
Okay, we just had a lot of setup happening here, but okay, what episode are we in? 14?
Throwback Tuesday 14, baby.
We're doing a Throwback Tuesday, like we are boomers on social media with that hashtag, because I'm gonna be out of town, which we talked about last episode, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
So we're pre-recording some stuff just so we can have some content to push out.
Because we know we just want you guys to hear from us every week. You guys are gonna miss us, so we decided let's pre-record for our avid listeners.
Yes. So
speaking of avid listeners, I had another celebrity moment. Katie, thank you so much for coming up to me in Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
It was great. She was like, oh, I've been following you. It was a beautiful moment. So thank you for listening and being so supportive. And she said we have a Missouri following.
You didn't comment on the fact that we both had Chick-fil-A the same day.
Oh yeah, that was great too.
I know, we were like in very different locations. I was at the Beechwood Mall, and I don't even know what we were talking about, but I was like, wait, I'm also eating Chick-fil-A right now.
Well, because I told you that somebody came up to me and told me that she's an avid listener and is a fan.
That's right. What's your Chick-fil-A order?
Well, spicy chicken sandwich, extra pickle.
Yum. Did you get fries?
I subbed fruit.
Oh, criminal.
I know. It's not my choice.
Any sauce?
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. The only right answer is Chick-fil-A sauce, in my
What about
opinion. I just get a grilled chicken sandwich.
Healthy.
No, but I ate all the waffle fries.
Oh, right.
And then dip it.
I know, listen to me. Fried chicken spicy sandwich, but hold the fry. I'm just the epitome. Is that correct?
Epicenter?
Epitome of health, I was going to say, but...
Oh, I don't know what epitome means, but...
I think I made it up.
Okay.
Well, it's funny because when I started this cancer journey and vlogging and talking about all of these things, I realized I pronounce a lot of words wrong or wrong meanings to words, like hand-me-downs, hand-me-down clothing. Literally, when I started my cancer vlog, for all of those years of my life, we're calling them hand-me-downs, like a ham, and I just thought that was the name of it, like hand-me-downs, not hand-me-down. So maybe the epitome of health is one of those situations, but we'll find out. I'm going to Google out the meaning later, and I'm sure you guys have probably picked up on some of this since you've listened. So anywho.
Hand-me-down.
Thought you want some hammy.
How could it ever be that?
I have no clue. In my brain it was a hand-me-down.
I thought growing up that you had to write checks in cursive. Like, I thought that in order for a check to be processed and cashed, it had to be in cursive because my mom always wrote them in cursive. My mom kind of exclusively writes in cursive.
Wow.
And it wasn't until adulthood where I saw like other people writing checks. I was like, you can't write in what's regular handwriting called?
Yeah. I don't know.
Not cursive.
Okay, so I still write my checks in cursive.
You can. I just thought that it was like
that was a rule.
requirement.
I guess I did too because I think it's less hard to plagiarize.
Oh really? Is that?
I think so.
I don't know. For a while they stopped teaching cursive, and I think it's coming back now.
Is it?
I mean, you would know. You have kids in school.
Well, they're not learning cursive yet.
Speaking of your kids, your daughter turned 5. It looked like such a fun party.
5 is a vibe.
You really did have like a bottle service. Like not alcohol, obviously, but like a mock bottle service club in your basement.
I mean, it was great. So Claire, when she told me what she wanted her birthday party theme to be, she described a rave. I didn't necessarily want to call it a rave, but she was like, Mom, flashing lights, loud music, glow sticks. So we had 5 as a vibe with black lights, strobe lights. So we just lived it up. We were dancing, partying. It was great. So
you have a really fun tattoo on your arm from it.
Yeah, if the people want to see, we got, and I'll explain what this is. So my husband Phil ordered black light tattoos online from Amazon. So they come funky peace signs, love, just cute little symbols. So I got what I thought was a peace sign and or like a rock and roll sign. And Bree, do you want to explain to the people what is actually on my wrist that somebody pointed out hours into the party?
I actually really don't want to explain this, but it's called the Shocker. She lifted, I was like, oh, that tattoo's cute, Sarah. And she like lifted up her sleeve. I think it's a shocker.
I mean, I thought it was a peace sign for a minute, but it is definitely the shocker that I have on my forearm. Doing the pink one and the sting. But yeah, that is what was on my forearm. And so, yeah, not until hours into the party, someone was like, Sarah, the shocker's on your hand at your kid's party. And I was shocked. And Phil put it on me, just nonchalant. I didn't think anything of it because he was the one giving it to me. And then hours later, somebody called me out, and then I realized, and I was like, Phil, did you know? And he was like, yeah.
What would the theme be where you would need shocker temporary tattoos? Something
Good
weird.
question, Amazon. I hope no child got this tattooed on them, because Phil had a whole tattoo station in the basement. So there could be a child that was at the party that does have this on them. I'm sorry.
Some of the parents are like,
before you go to school.
You will not be going back to the Bakowitz house
Yeah.
ever again.
Bakowitz.
What did I say?
Bakowitz.
I just wish it was Calvis. I just wish it was Calvis.
That's my middle name. You know that I changed my middle name.
I didn't know that. What was your previous middle name?
Renee. And I had such a hard time letting go because all of my friends call me Calvis. Even my best friend's son literally knows me by Calvis. Sully.
That's funny.
And I just had a really hard time. So when I went in to change my last name, I was like, oh, can I just change my middle name to my last name? So we got out of the courthouse and I called my mom. I'm like, I hope you're not mad, but I just got rid of Renee.
Does she care?
No.
I said if I ever, which at this rate, we won't be worrying about it, but if I ever take a husband, I would probably not change my last name. I'm very attached to it.
It's beautiful. Love
Thank
Rose.
you. Also, my middle name is Arnone, so like whatever on earth would go with Brianna Arnone? Nothing.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. It's
That's
really
a
a
tough
tough
one.
one. Speaking of former Calvis, we talked about before we started recording, and I mentioned last time that my 5-year cancerversary is coming up, and I was reflecting back on things, and since we were calling this Throwback Tuesday episode, I was like, Sarah, it'd be really fun to talk about some stories of us from high school. And we both looked at each other and I was like, do you have any? And she was like, no. Do you? I could not remember a single thing about high school.
That's not true. I said I do remember, and you said I don't have any memories of you in my life.
You don't lie, Sarah. You said the only memory that you have of me was that we went to a high school dance together, not as dates, but our group, and that we went to hibachi and they got something on my dress and I was mad about it, which sounds like something I would do.
I guess you're right.
So it's not like you have these warm memories of us together.
I do. I remember coming over here.
Okay. That's it. That's all we had.
We were friends. We weren't besties in
No.
high school, but we hung out in the same crowd.
We did win state together.
Yeah.
We are state champion cheerleaders. So, and I think I've said that before, but honestly, who knows if I have, because I remember nothing and neither do you.
I know.
So it's,
Memories are foggy.
but all I know is that we have a lot of fun, and I think
Here we are.
Yeah, I think our level of friendship is very appropriate and a really nice blend of not that we're professional. But,
Yeah.
you know,
I agree.
we're not sick of each other.
I mean, just like what your dad said in the previous episode, I feel like we are helping each other heal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is not that my friends don't help me heal. Of course they do, but in a different way. And there's something to be said about somebody that can really understand what you went through.
I agree.
So-
I agree. I love our friendship and I love what we have.
Oh, my hands are clammy, sorry.
Oh, look at you. My clammy hands are rubbing off on you.
Maybe.
Are we going to go back? Or are you going to do 5 things? Or should we end with that?
We can end with that if you
Okay.
want.
Yeah, that's cool.
Send it off. But I want you to give the people an update on your lymphedema journey, because I think this is so interesting. And I can't, if you decide to move forward with it, I can't wait to hear about it.
Yes. So I know I talked a lot about my appointment that I had coming up with my surgeon. So I did get some updates. So as the people have already heard, my lymphoscintigraphy showed really promising results for my D procedure. So basically my lymph nodes that they transplanted into my upper arm took, and the flow is great. So from my elbow down, when the fluid gets there, there are promising results. But my issue is it's stuck in my fingers and into my elbow, so it's significantly larger. So the surgeon said having another lymph node transfer would be an option. They would have to harvest lymph nodes from your submental area, if I'm remembering that correctly, which is by your neck, by your clavicle. So they do a little incision there, take lymph nodes, and then implant them into my wrist area. The surgery would be a microsurgery, so it would be about 6 to 7 hours, and I would have to stay in the hospital for 3 nights because they have to monitor blood flow, just keep an eye on that to make sure that area takes. And recovery wouldn't be anything like the DEEP procedure was. I would have to baby that arm for about 4 to 6 weeks, but I can get up and move. And you know, with the DEEP procedure, you had that huge abdominal incision for anyone who went through that. So it was hard to move and walk, but this, it would just, I don't want to say just, but this would be, your arm would be more of just the sensitive area, but everything else you can get up, move, all those things. So it's something to consider. I will say where my head's at, you know, I haven't been to talk to my physical therapist. I want to talk to my breast surgeon. I have some other people that I want to talk to about it to make sure it makes sense. But I am leaning towards doing it. But then I will say I have a lot of guilt. I have a lot of mom guilt, you know, being away from my family for 3 days. Having a lot of guilt. This isn't necessarily, you know, this isn't necessarily causing me horrible pain, but it's something that is impacting my day to day. You know, I go to physical therapy for it. I wrap. I spend a lot of time on massage and compression, and I, you know, it's been years and years of dealing with this, and I know it's not cancer, but it's something that is a pain, and hopefully I have a lot more years to live on this world, and it could only get worse. Lymphedema doesn't tend to get better, so if there is a surgical intervention that can be done, yes, this might be a new surgical intervention, but I think I want to try it, but it's just trying to process through all of those things.
Yeah.
It's a lot to unpack.
I think,
and if insurance covers it. So that's the number one thing that we have to figure out first.
Oh my god, I'm gonna look at this camera again.
No. Pause. Hopefully this will make it easy to cut out.
I think we're good. I just looked like it was fuzzy. Sorry.
It's better. I know, I can't see.
You can't?
No, I just can't see it that far.
I know there's a glare. Okay, sorry. I had to make sure the camera, me and these cameras, we have 2 cameras in here now because I don't know why I think I'm a movie producer, but
it is very movie producer-ish.
I know. A lot of cameras.
And our
and
one
lights.
camera has like a little like fro.
It's a microphone, Sarah.
I know, just every time I look at it, I feel like I'm talking to like a little fro man.
It looks like a troll head, actually.
Yeah, it does. Little troll hair.
Anyways, sorry, we got
No,
distracted.
you're fine.
But I think I have a lot of follow-up questions. Number
Yes.
one, I asked you this, and I don't know if you answered it or I already forgot. What's a microsurgery?
Yeah, so I think it's just really tiny areas. So we
okay.
spend a lot of time connecting blood vessels and veins and really working in a small area under a microscope, like really, I mean, not under a microscope, but very tiny area.
Yeah, when I picture
Very precise.
a lymph node, I picture like little sperms.
Oh, yeah.
Is that right?
I think they're more like,
The pause.
I think they're more like probably larger and not fluidy because they're like, they connect to each other.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said that you were concerned about potential lymphedema in your neck.
Yes, so the few people that I just want to say, a lymph node is a small bean-shaped structure that is part of the body's immune system. So you're right about the sperm.
Is there a picture?
Well, you have a lot of them, right? But I think every one is a little bean.
They look like sperms to me.
Yeah, you're right. Look at you.
They have little tails.
Yeah.
I'm an honorary
Okay.
doctor
Look
once
at
again.
Look at you.
I think I like
Looked it up.
weirdly read a lot of the literature that they set out for you in the waiting room when you're at the doctor. You know,
Well,
there's like all
you're-
those
at least you're
diagrams.
paying attention.
I don't know if I'm paying attention. I think I'm just trying to distract myself.
Yeah.
But
So neck lymphedema, so the 2 people that I've talked to about this so far, I still, like I said, have to do a little more research. They said in your neck area, there's a lot of lymph nodes, so the risk of developing lymphedema is not 0, but it would be minimal. So there's that. Dr. Cody also said there could be an option to take lymph nodes from like inside my abdomen. There's a fancier term for it. But harvesting those would require a general surgeon. I'd have to end up at a different hospital, and I decided that is just like too much for me. So I would go with for the neck ones if we decide to move forward. So I think I would take my chances.
and then you said that they would have an incision in your arm, right?
Yeah.
Which I'm still trying to understand. Like, when I picture this, again, not correct, but like I just picture them cutting that open and then just like it deflating.
I wish.
I know.
I know. So, yeah, there'd be like an incision where he tried to, you know, transplant and like a skin graft over it, and it would look normal from the outside. But, you know, it's like super thick. I can't get a bug bite, can't get a sunburn, can't get a cut, can't anything on that arm without it really swelling up, right? So that's hard to manage too.
Yeah,
it's
it
so
feels
thick.
tight. It looks like it.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I remember that feeling very vividly. It feels like
I have stage 3 pitting edema in my hand. Like you press on it and it just stays.
Did it hurt your feelings that I said Molly's daughter's hand looks like Logan?
No.
Okay.
I will say that teaser video though of our dance that I hope all the listeners watched and were amazed by our dance skills. My lymphedema, I mean, that you see it there, right? It's just,
can I tell you though, when I don't know what episode my dad was listening to, but he was like, I never noticed Sarah's arm before. Like, is it big? He said that he never noticed it on you.
That's nice. Well, I wear long sleeves a lot.
As I said that to him. I was like, if you were looking for it, maybe you would see it, but I don't know if people know. Also, like, we're our own hardest critic, but like, he didn't notice it.
Yeah.
Also, like, in the nicest way, men don't really notice those things.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I try to keep it covered. So the winter months, it's easy to not notice, but more in summer months when I'm trying to, be in my summer element.
Do you notice other people, like if you see somebody and you're like, oh, they definitely are struggling with lymphedema? Because I feel like my mom starts to pick up on it now too.
Yes.
Yeah. That's hard.
I feel like us lymphedema people can spot each other.
Yeah. It's like the Jeep wave.
Yes. It's like lymphedema.
The lymphedema handshake.
Well, even the cancer, and I know like the cancer, the chemo hair, and I try not to do anything because sometimes I want to like, if I'm out, I want to like send a round of drinks over, but I'm like, Sarah, what if they just have a somewhat shaved head because they want to?
Yeah.
Stop. But I want to.
Yeah,
I see you guys and I want to do something for you and I want to be like, you got this. But my worst fear is doing that and they're being like, no.
I know, and I'm always kind of like, do I just compliment it regardless and say like, oh, I love your shaved head, and then see if they offer up that they're going through something, because like we've always said, not everybody wants to talk about everything. Like,
but I loved it when people would call me out or buy me something.
I don't feel like, and I'm not like fishing for a compliment or trying to throw a pity party, but I don't know if anybody ever like acknowledged my shaved head. Also, again, well, my grandma passed away like right at the end of January, right after I finished treatment, radiation and everything, and this is like kind of weird to say, but we took a lot of pictures from that weekend because it was the first time my whole extended family had been together, like all of my cousins, because we all lived kind of all over in a really long time. And so there's a lot of pictures of me with my shaved head, and I feel like people during like calling hours and stuff were like, oh, you look so good, your hair's growing back, but other than that, I don't really remember anybody.
Yeah, I've gotten some meals comped. Cavs player bought my meal at Fleming's one day. Larry Nance Jr.
Wait.
Because I told him I had cancer and I wanted to take his picture. And then me and my mom were out and I had a bald head with a scarf on. He comped I've gotten more meal. And nothing makes me happier, really. I'll tell anybody I have cancer for a free meal.
That's why I go on dates. For a free meal, if you're wondering.
I mean, yeah, so that... Phil and I last winter, we went on a little trip and we met this couple next to us. I told them my whole life story. They comped our meal.
Maybe I just need to be doing more.
Oh, when I went to Florida right before my double mastectomy, I was bald. I told the guy at the boathouse my life story because I was debating, because I was like, I can't get lobster tail and steak. Like, that's not in my budget. And my coworker was like, I'm just going to get it for you. And I'm like, no. And then the guy comped our whole meals.
Oh my god, that's really
sweet. Can you tell me beforehand you're gonna comp my meal?
Yeah, so I can determine what I'm gonna order. I could have gotten maybe some to-go stuff.
No, but I mean, I have benefited, and the generosity truly from people. I say it lightheartedly, but it means so much.
Yeah, I agree.
Truly.
I agree. Well, I'm excited to hear more about that. Okay, wait, let's circle back really quick. I understand why you feel guilty and you feel like it's not necessary. I would argue, though, that it is going to help improve your quality of life.
Yeah.
Because also I think you've gotten to a place where you're so used to living with it that you don't even know how good it's going to feel, like, if you can,
Or just to prevent it from getting worse. Like, I had Kira's party yesterday, and I haven't paid attention to it in 24 hours, and it is flaring.
I know, like I said, when I felt it today, it felt really stiff.
Yeah, so it's just kind of a constant thing I have to take care of, but... Yeah, we'll kind of see. And I know I have people in my life that will step up and help me with my kiddos, and like friends and my parents have already offered, and my in-laws, but it's just accepting that help, which I always tell people to do. So it's taking my own advice and just, going
Yeah.
with it. But
Yeah.
like I said before we were on air, I'd much rather go to Florida for 3 nights. Like, but maybe I could make the hospital stay. I'll turn on a little sun.
We'll get you a sun lamp
Yeah.
and some tropical music and a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
A Hawaiian
Some,
gown.
sangria.
Oh.
You gotta sneak that in for me.
Love that. Speaking of health updates, I mentioned, well, this will be 2 episodes ago, I guess, but I was going to a scar tissue specialist, and I was a bit nervous it was going to hurt, mostly because you said it would. And,
Sorry.
No, I'm kidding. It was 10 out of 10. I don't normally get massages. I can't lay on my stomach for extended periods of time. I do have a lot of scar tissue on my left-hand side. And like I've talked about before, but just for a reminder, I really want either for my left side implant to fall a little bit, or for my right side to be able to just like stay where my left side is so that they're more even. And I saw, her name is Kim, I believe, and she was amazing. She was very knowledgeable. She mentioned that she did, I think she's wrapping it up, I don't think it's done yet, like a 5-year study about why this should be part of insurance coverage.
Wow, good for her.
And it did not hurt. She did a lot of massaging.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Like, it's gonna hurt.
It's okay. It felt good. She did a lot of massaging of me like on my side, which again was way more comfortable than like, because anything even like pushing down when you're on your stomach is painful. She said for me to see probably the results I want, I would have to go multiple times. It was $130 out of pocket. Insurance did not cover it. She said she hopes to get to a place where that can be like part of an insurance plan. So I would definitely recommend doing that again if it's in your budget, or at least checking her out. I'm sure there's other specialists if you're not like in Northeast Ohio or you don't want to go all the way to Rocky River. Like I'm sure there's a lot of scar tissue specialists that you could see. She also mentioned, have you heard of the Gathering Place?
Ooh, I feel like it's ringing a bell, but I can't pinpoint it.
So it seems like it's the Stewart's Carrying Place of Cleveland.
Okay.
There's one on the east side, one on the west side, and she also volunteers there.
Oh.
So again, like if you're in the Cleveland area, I don't remember where the one was on the east side, but maybe something worth checking out. It seems like a lot of similar resources. You can get wigs there. She said they have Reiki there too.
Oh,
I'm a
nice.
Reiki girl.
Yeah.
I personally have not gone. I can't like attest to anything that they do. But she spoke very positively of
That's
it.
great.
So, yeah, if you're anybody listening in like the Cleveland area, and that's a little bit closer than Stewart's, I would definitely check that out.
That's great.
Also, funny story, she gave me a bunch of stuff to read when I left, and there was like a big brochure that said in like giant letters, what to expect after your mastectomy. And I went to a dinner on Saturday, and it was still in the passenger seat of my car.
Oh.
And literally the guy that valeted my car, I wanted to ask him, like, can you show me your license? He looked like he was 13. I was like, how are you able to be a valet? He looked so young. And I'm sure that he got in the driver's seat and was like, what in the world? Like, all of this, like, the pamphlets and stuff. I'm sure he was like, what the hell is happening here? But he didn't say anything, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's probably like, this poor girl. Did he give you a free valet?
No, hell no. He was like, please scan the QR code and pay me.
Tip me.
And give me a tip. He probably thought it was like my mom's or something.
Yeah.
Because
Or he probably doesn't even know what that means.
True, that is a good point. He probably thought, who knows what he thought.
Mastectomy.
I should have asked him.
If you're like, excuse me, sir, do you know what a mastectomy means? Double mastectomy.
Like, get
It's
me
like,
out of
sounds
this
like how I like my eggs.
Yeah, get me out of this conversation, lady. So that was that. I'm obviously, like I said, out of town starting next week, so I can't consistently commit to it, but I will definitely be going back. I would say. So
awesome.
Yeah, I left feeling good and not sore. Yeah, so
Awesome. Well, that's good.
yeah.
Well, in other non-cancer related news, I want to talk about something.
Tell me.
So for any listener out there, tell me if you can relate to this. Think about, so who knows what the weather's going to be when this weather drops, or when this episode drops for Throwback Tuesday. But the first nice day after really shitty weather, rainy, cold, the first consistently 70-degree days, windows open, feel the sun, feel the warmth. Does anybody have the feeling that you get in the heart and it feels like it's fluttery? I've coined the term spring flutter.
She's trademarking it.
Trademark. So it's a feeling, it's a vibe, it's an overall lifestyle. Everybody's coming out of their winter cocoons. Everybody's more happy and social. The vitamin D's flowing, and life is just better. And we're entering this phase, and I couldn't be more excited.
The weather report for this week looks phenom.
Spring flutter, baby. And you kind of just like want to go out and have like cocktails at noon.
You don't watch Love Island, do you?
I don't.
Okay. They have a term called the fanny flutters.
Mine's way better.
Very different meaning behind the two things.
What's fanny flutter?
It's like when you feel like the sexual chemistry with somebody. Instead of like butterflies, it's called fanny flutters.
Okay, so kind of the same meaning though.
Do you
Spring
feel
flutter?
Are you sexualizing spring?
I mean, it wakes everything up. Everything's better. More awake than ever before. Spring flutter 2024.
Spring does just I feel like we've had spring 3 times now since January.
I know, but this is true spring.
I certainly hope so. I'm ready for
Like you just want to be topless, like hanging outside of a Jeep. Ever have that feeling? One of these days I'll be back to spring break 10.
10.
Sorry, Mom, if you're listening.
I would love to be topless. I just think I would scare people if I was topless in a Jeep.
Well, did I tell you what I did once?
No.
We were at a family wedding, and we went out after, and there was a really drunk guy that was just being obnoxious, but every girl that passed him, he said, "Show me your tits, show me your tits, show me your tits." And I was like, oh, I'm gonna show this guy. It was when I literally didn't have anything. Double mastectomy, scars, which is very shocking if you're not used to what you're seeing.
Yeah, I'm
So
scared.
literally walked up to him, said, "Show me your tits." Boop.
What did he say? Did he
Jaw
say anything?
dropped.
Was he rude about it?
No. I just kept walking. I don't know if he was rude about it. I went in to eat some quesadillas.
What I would give for a chicken quesadilla right now. That sounds
I know, it does
so
sound
good.
really good.
I've been eating like I'm going to the electric chair, if I'm being honest.
Oh.
I cannot be satiated at all.
You know, I heard this, I know this eclipse would have been passed by the time, but I heard this eclipse is giving off weird vibes.
Oh really? Are you scared for it?
No, but just like maybe that's why.
For a whole week? Or 2? It's been
I think we're allowed to give yourself some grace.
Okay.
Binge status.
Yeah, I had chicken tenders and fries on Friday night, and then I also had a Rice Krispie treat. I was eating Reese's Pieces in bed last night. Like,
Ooh. What's your
A
best?
true
What was your
monster.
best one all week?
Surprisingly, the Rice Krispie treat was really good. I got it from like inside the. I keep wanting to say Quicken Loans, but it was Rocket Mortgage. And it was like at an impulse section, and I was like, "Oh, this looks kind of like a brown butter Rice Krispie," and I was like, "Oh, this sounds kind of good." And I ate it yesterday, and it was delicious.
Yeah.
I should have like taken a picture of the brand because I was like, I would get down with this.
Yeah,
So that's that.
I know. I get in that phase with Big Macs. I can't go to. I can't have a Big Mac very often. Literally, quite literally, like once or twice a year, because it just really.
Get you going.
Yeah.
Gives you
I
the
can't
fanny
stop.
flutters.
Yeah.
Rocco's never had a Big Mac in his life.
Why?
I know. Me and Carly were appalled by him.
Why?
I don't know. He's not really like a
Mayonnaise.
he's more like a chicken or like a ham kind of a guy. I don't know.
Are you Italian? What?
He loves a cold cut.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So yeah.
Well, that's crazy. Well, I mean, Rocco, I think everybody should at least try a Big Mac once in your life.
I know that's what we said. But I don't know. We'll see.
How did we get this far?
I don't
Rocco
know.
eating Big Macs.
I don't know. We always just really stray
Ramble.
from what we wanted to
Our
talk about.
original topics.
All right, we could wrap up with. Oh, did you just?
I was trying to look. You said wrap.
I meant like wrap it up.
I know.
But I would like for you to.
Oh, Phil's making pigs in a blanket tomorrow.
Oh, for what? Oh, what are you doing for the eclipse?
Going to Jules.
Oh, that'll be fun. Did you see my social media post about the Sal's flavor, by the way?
No.
Oh my god. I tried it on, I think it was Friday. We're calling it Fly Me to the Moon.
Ooh.
But it's a blueberry lemon ricotta.
Ooh.
So good.
Oh,
so good.
Will it be always on the menu?
No, just for tomorrow. So that's what I was going to say if you wanted to come. But
You won't even be there.
you're right, I won't be. But if you need it.
And the listeners, by the time this comes out, you don't get any either because it's past.
So this was the dumbest thing I could ever bring up because it's so irrelevant now. Anyways, let's hope it goes well.
Yeah, and let's hope we're all still alive.
Okay.
I'm charging my crystals. You better believe it.
How do you charge a crystal?
Put it in the moonlight, but I feel like the eclipse is just another type of energy that I'm just gonna put it out there too.
Okay.
You're supposed to charge your crystals during full moons.
Do you
put them outside?
Are you like tracking full moons? I couldn't even tell you when the last full moon was.
Yeah.
Oh. No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Oh.
And then I put my crystals outside on the day of the full moon. I swear, I tell you guys, I have a little bit of both. I'm Catholic, I pray, but I also do Reiki and crystals. I'm just like a mixed cocktail of all of the best things.
I would agree with that. I think you have a great balance. You dabble in it all.
So, yeah, you better believe my crystals are going to be, I don't think I'm going to put them full out, but they're going to be out of my screen so they can get hit with whatever light or non-light, whatever energy is out there.
It's going to be totally dark?
Yes, and we're supposed to lose 15 degrees.
What is that noise? Is that the camera?
I think it might just be taking our picture a lot. We're gonna get done with this episode, so we're recording, and Brie has like the whole photo city going on.
Well, and the troll on the other camera is gonna pick up the clicking, so like the video.
It's been doing it the whole time.
Oh my god! I thought it was you like tapping away over there or something.
You thought I was tapping?
I didn't know. I didn't know where the noise was coming from.
No, I've noticed the whole time. I just thought it was part of the process.
Oh my god! I don't know. I just I need to go like a full vocational school of like photography. I have no idea.
It's so hard. I don't know how you're doing it all.
I don't know. I had to ask my mom for a lot of help, and then I was debating taking that camera when I go to Italy, but I'm like, I just don't know if I have it in me to like be walking around a foreign country with that.
Yeah, someone's definitely gonna steal it.
Okay, well, we'll be staying back then.
Okay, so anything else left on our list before we wish the people
adieu?
Adieu. I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to mess up the words.
We're gonna end with.
Do you check cancer box?
Oh yeah, so
and the 5 things.
More just me being curious. When you're filling out like paperwork for your doctor and it says like list your current ailments, do you check cancer?
Yes.
Yeah, I do too, but I didn't know if I'm like, can I not now?
No.
For the rest of time.
I think they need to know. What doctor?
This was when I was going for that massage.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you were going for that specific reason, but yes, I think they need to know. Even your eye doctor, your dermatologist, everybody needs to know.
My eye vision has got better if anybody was wondering.
Well, they have to check in your eyes for reoccurrence, all that crap.
Yeah.
So check the cancer box. All right, 5 things for 5 years coming up. Will I see you? You're going to be in Italy.
I'll be flying home.
Okay.
So, 5 things I've learned, or what 5 things am I listing here?
You brought it up.
Trying to get creative with a new segment, and I didn't really think it through.
Or just 5 things.
How about 5 positive things?
Okay.
Number 1, it really does. What is that?
Okay, since we've been sitting here, Bree's got a no caller ID phone call twice. 11111. Is the FBI coming?
Is it Carlos? Is that the guy that was trying to...
My scammer?
Yeah, was that his name?
Oh, probably. I forget. I tried to block it from my mind.
Oh, well.
That was a terrible... If anybody wants to hear about a terrible scam I was part of, go back to season 1. Or don't, because it was really embarrassing and it shook my soul. Okay. Damn you, Carlos.
I don't even know what to say.
Oh, you're next.
I'm just gonna say that it's been a wild ride for 5 years.
Oh.
And I think I'm finally in a place where I can like look back at the positive things, because in the moment it is not, like I would not be able to do that. But yeah, the biggest thing I think it really does show you humanity in the best way, which I've said that before. I think it also shows that you can get through anything. You can do anything you put your mind to. My support system was like really solidified during that time in my life. I wish I could say it made me less vain, but that in fact is not true. You think like when you lose your hair and like your boobs and all that stuff that you're like, oh, the physical stuff doesn't matter anymore, but I feel like, I don't know.
I would disagree. I feel like you went through that and now you deserve to feel confident and care about what you look like.
That's a good point.
And take care of your skin or hair or whatever you want to do.
Facts.
So I feel like anything you could spin that into do what you feel like makes you feel good.
Yes, that's a good one. It puts into perspective what you want to put your energy into. And I think it matures you in a good way. Like it gave me really amazing life experience. And for that, I'm thankful.
Oh, that was beautiful.
And it gave me you.
Oh,
But I already had you, so I guess
or
I just brought you back.
Or did you? Because we don't have any memories
Yeah.
together, and we would have never talked again.
I feel like though, if I would have moved back here, I would have seen you.
Yeah, we probably would have seen each other out and about.
But
Oh, well, great. Love to end on that note.
I don't know how to. Anything else you'd like to add?
No.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I want to add. I was just doing the motion of my tattoo into the camera for party notes.
Oh my god.
Hope you guys have a shocker day.
Bye.
Ciao.